Okay, with the finale of Daredevil Born Again Season 2 having released a couple of days ago, I am going to be ranking all 5 seasons of Daredevil plus the season of Defenders. Because I want to make as much videos as I can about Daredevil, just because it's my favorite show, and I think that Charlie Cox's Daredevil is just the greatest. So let's just get into it. At the bottom, 6 of 6 is the Defenders. I do not hate the season as much as other people do. I want to specify that. I think that it has awesome moments. I think that the last 2 episodes are really good. Obviously, Charlie Cox's Daredevil was fantastic. I think that Finn Jones' Iron Fist is fantastic, unlike a bunch of other people. I think that Jessica Jones, Kristen Ritter, is really, really good. Not as good as those other 2, but she's pretty good. And I think that Mike Coulter as Luke Cage has a couple moments where I'm like, okay, you're kind of cool. But other than that, I really don't like his Luke Cage. And, he is definitely my least favorite of the main 4. I think that Stick was really good, at least until he dies. I think that Elektra was also pretty good. I think that Elodie Young as her is pretty good, and it would be cool for her to return in a Born Again, whether it be Season 3 of Born Again or Season 4 or whatever. It'd be cool to see her again. The Hand is probably not the greatest villain in this season as it could have been. Like a group of ninjas, that sounds cool, but they don't exactly handle them as good in this. I think that Sigourney Weaver as her character sucks. I really am not the biggest fan of Sigourney Weaver as an actress, and her character in this one I just hate so much. And then most of the other members of the main hand group are ones that I also hate. I think that Madame Gao is the only one that I could say I like. There's this one guy who, I don't know his name, his first scene is him cutting a bear, skinning it or something. I hate him. He is so annoying. You've got this other guy who was from Iron Fist, and he sucks. And then you've got this other guy with a white hat. I hate him. You've obviously got characters that are friends with the Defenders. You've got Matt and Karen, not Matt. You've got Karen and Foggy from Daredevil, and they're really, Foggy's really good and Karen is good, but not really good. You've got the 2 characters that are Jessica Jones characters, and I think that her sister Trish, she's fine. I don't really care for her character, but she's fine. And then you've got the other guy, and I really hate him. He's so annoying. But he's not the worst character in the show. We'll get to that. And then for Iron Fist, you've got Colleen Wing, and I really like her character. I think that Jessica Henwick is really good as her, and I liked her in both seasons of Iron Fist. I liked her in Defenders, and it'd be cool to see her return as well. And then the Luke Cage characters are Claire Temple, who is Rosario Dawson, and she's fine. I'm not the biggest fan of her character like it seems a lot of people are, because a lot of people are like, oh, she's got to come back in Born Again. I'm like, if she returns, that would be cool. If she doesn't, I don't care. But she's fine. And then you've got Misty Knight, who I hate that character. She was in this season, and then she was in Iron Fist Season 2, and every time she shows up, I'm like, shut up, please, you're annoying, I don't like you. All that ends up in the Defenders being a season that I think has really good moments, and is a really good watch. It's a fun watch, and I do like watching it, but it is probably my least favorite season from all of the Netflix seasons I've seen, which consist of the 3 Daredevil seasons, the 2 Punisher seasons, and then the 2 Iron Fist seasons. I can see it maybe being a bit better than Iron Fist Season 1, but even then, Iron Fist Season 1 I thought was really good. And the only thing that could make the Defenders better is that just seeing these characters are just really good. But, yeah. In 5th place is one that is probably going to get a lot of people mad, is Daredevil Season 1. the season that started it all, the one that was released in 2015, started the Netflix era. If it wasn't as good as it was, it would none of these other seasons would have happened. So for that, I'm like, that's great. But I don't know why. It's just that like I just like all the other seasons more. Not that this one sucks, because every season of the mainline Daredevil show is a 5 out of 5 season. Like I love all these seasons, even the Defenders I love. It's just that's probably like a 4 out of 5. But this one, I do really like it. I think Foggy's great. Karen is fine. Matt is like the best. Kingpin's a really good villain. You've got the Russians, which is pretty good. You've got the Owl, who, even though he's not anywhere near as like he is in the comics, I thought he was pretty good. The action is really good and grounded, and the storyline is great. And then obviously he gets the Daredevil costume in the final episode, and that's really cool. You've got Melvin Potter in the last little bit, and I like his character. But out of all the seasons of Daredevil, it's my least favorite. Not that it's bad, it's just that like all the other ones I just like a bit more. They just all have these different things about them that I like a bit more, and it's just in last place of the main 5. But what I will say is that the next season is one that like they're kind of like this. Like for now, I have the next season above it, but it could be a where it's like over time, it's just like, okay, I still think you're great, but you're a little bit worse. Season 1, though, I think that the way they do Kingpin is really good, and the build up to him in the first couple episodes was really cool. It has some really awesome episodes. Like, every episode is awesome, but it's got, like, standouts. It's got episode 6, which is the one where Daredevil and one of the Russians are in this building, and it's kind of just like this enclosed episode with them, and I think that episode is really cool. Episode 9, which is Matt fighting Nobu, and then kind of the events that lead up to that, and then you got Foggy figuring out his identity at the end. That episode is really cool, which leads into episode 10, which is the one that is Matt and Foggy kind of dealing with Foggy now knowing who Matt is, and I love that episode. And then obviously the finale is by far my favorite episode of the season. It just brings everything together. He finally gets the red suit from the comics, and it just looks great. Obviously, the cowl could have looked a bit better, but I don't hate it as much as everyone else. It was just awesome, and I do love the season. Coming in at number 4 is Daredevil Born Again Season 1. A lot of people don't like it because it's this thing that was mashed together. It's like Frankenstein, and it didn't really work as good. And like blah, blah, blah. I don't believe that at all. I thought that it was a really good season. And the action might not be like the best it could look or anything, but I do like the action because it's more comic booky. And that's one thing that I think Born Again is doing better than the original seasons, is because obviously it's got more of a budget, and it's not as much afraid to be a superhero thing, is that you've got Matt, like, flipping around and doing the acrobatics and just, like, doing all these things. And I really like that. I think Kingpin was done really well. Obviously, he's the main villain in most of the seasons, but I thought it was cool, him becoming mayor. And then once you get the task force started up towards the end, I thought that was really cool. Buck is awesome. I think that Christian McDuffie is a pretty good, like, new character. Obviously, it kind of sucks that Foggy was killed. It sucks that Bullseye wasn't a big part of it. It sucks that Punisher was only in 2 episodes because he's awesome. And it kind of sucks that Karen wasn't a big part of it either, but at the same time, like, out of all the characters, she's the one that I'm like, okay. I've always had something against her. There's just something about her performance in most of the seasons that I'm just like, you're so close to being, like, really good, but something's holding you back. I don't know exactly how to pinpoint it, but there's just something I don't like about her in, like, every season. I think that the costume is really cool. Obviously, it's, like, a lighter red, and it just looks a little bit more comic booky than the previous ones. And it just looks really cool. The action that you do get, I do think is fun. As I said, And I think that the little bit of Matt at the beginning where he's not Daredevil because he just kind of gave up on it after Foggy died, I think that they did that pretty good. And then once you get into the back half and he becomes Daredevil again, he takes out Muse, which Muse I think is a good character in the season. Like in the season itself is pretty good. But like if you're like, oh, he's not like his comic book character, like if you want the comic book character, it's like they could have done him a bit better. But like what they were going for, I think that they did that well enough. I thought that the bank heist episode was pretty fun, like a bottle episode. I thought that was a pretty fun one. And yeah, I like Born Again Season 1 a lot more than other people. And maybe some of that is just because I love the show so much that I'll give any season a pass on things that I might not like as much. But I do just like the season. And it's a really good season. Okay, these next two, I really don't know how to place them. Like, they're really good, and, like, they're, like, tiptoeing, but I really don't know how to place them. I don't even know, like, if I want to give, like, a ranking right now. For now, I had it different. Like, as I started the video, I had it differently. But I think I'm going to put in third place Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I thought it was a phenomenal season. I thought that was great. I think that the suit is awesome. I think that the action is really, really, really good. I think that Bullseye is great. Matt is obviously perfect. And Charlie Cox just continues to prove that he's like the best casting ever. Kingpin was great. I think Karen was fine. Buck's the GOAT. And just the storyline of trying to take down Mayor Fisk is really cool. And they just had a bunch of cool characters. They had a bunch of cool connections into like the rest of the seasons and seasons to come, and tying in some of the Netflix characters. And I thought that was really cool. You bring in Matthew Lillard as this CIA guy, and he was awesome. I forgot to talk about him in my review of Born Again Season 2, which sucks. I knew I was forgetting someone, but Matthew Lillard as Mr. Charles is awesome. I think that Matthew Lillard is just a really good, underrated actor, and he just has like charisma and stuff in like every role that he plays, and I just think he's great. And obviously it sets him up to return later down the line, and it'd be really cool to see him return later down the line because, as I said, I think he's great. And just like the whole journey that you go on from the season, where at the start, like it's obviously like big, but it feels smaller scale, and then as you keep going with the like throughout the season, it just keeps getting bigger, and it's just like, oh my gosh, and it's just like that last episode, like my heart was beating a little bit faster than the others. Like I was like on the edge of my seat, even though I was watching it like in my bed, like I just had on my phone, but like it was like, oh my gosh, like it had a bunch of crazy reveals, and it sets up season 3, which I think season 3 is gonna be great. But the one thing that I think holds it back somewhat is just thinking about it right now, I do feel that Matt was a bit shortchanged in it. I still think he has a pretty good amount of screen time, especially in the later half of the season. I do think, though, in the first little bit of the season, he's not in it as much as he should be, being the main character of the show. And that kind of held it back for me a bit, where like sitting here, I'm talking about it, and as I pushed the start button, I had it in my mind. I was like, okay, I think that for now, Born Again Season 2 is in second place. But I just can't do that right now, because it's just like there were those couple things that were a bit off for me. But that being said, like I thought it was great, and there is a chance that if I watch it again, like all the way through, which I obviously will do, but as of right now, I've only watched it the one time when it was releasing, and then I watched each episode separately one time just to kind of get my notes down for the reviews I did. But maybe if I watch it like all 8 episodes, I can get rid of a few of those and it will go up one. But as of right now, I think that it is in 3rd place. And even though it's in 3rd place, it's still phenomenal. I think that every season of Daredevil is peak 5 out of 5, like basically perfect. There are just these couple things here and there. And I think for this one, Matt was a bit shortchanged. And the 8 episode thing isn't my favorite just because I do like more. But at the same time, if what it takes to get a season a year is 8 or 9 episodes, I can swallow it down and take that, because having a season a year is better than having to wait like 2 to 3 years or having to wait a little bit longer. I do hope that for season 3 of Born Again, they do at least do 9 episodes, just because like I feel like even though it's just one more than episode 8, it just adds a little bit more. So I do hope they do that. But anyway, this season was still awesome. Coming in at number 2, fittingly, is Daredevil Season 2. The one that introduces John Bernthal's version of the Punisher, that brings in the Hand and Elektra, and universally is people's least favorite of the Netflix era. But I've always loved it. I think that the first 4 episodes with Punisher is phenomenal. Episodes 3 and 4. Episode 3 is the one where obviously you've got the roof scene where Matt and Frank are having their to kill or not to kill speech, and then you get the one take scene of that season. In that episode, that episode is phenomenal. And then the next episode is even more phenomenal, where Daredevil gets his new suit, has the awesome new mask. And then you've got Frank going after the Irish, and then they're heart to heart at the end in the cemetery. I love those episodes, and just throughout the season, Frank's journey that he goes through is just great. And then you've got the Frank storyline, and then you've got the Matt storyline, which collide here and there. You've obviously got that, which for episodes 1 through 4, their storylines are like this, and then in episode 5 they branch off, and then in episodes 7, 8, and 9, I think, or is it 6, 7, and 8, is the trial of Frank, where their storylines kind of interconnect a little bit. Like, they're kind of interconnecting and then disconnecting for the rest of the episode, and then they connect again, and then they split off a little bit. But I think that's all done really well. And then Matt's storyline of the season is Elektra in the Hand, which I do not hate as much as other people. I think it's really good in this season. Obviously, in the Defenders, I said that isn't my favorite. And then the Hand is in Iron Fist Season 1, which I think that in that season, the Hand is a bit worse, but not horrible. But I think the Hand is at their best in this season. I think that they are really cool in it, and I do like Elektra in this show. I think that Stick's really good as well. And this is my favorite version of Elektra. Not that we've got in a bunch, but I think that this version is really good. Elodie Young is really good as her, and I would like to see her return. That being said, that is probably the worst part of the season, if we're being honest, is the Hand stuff. But saying that, I really do love the Hand stuff. I love it, unlike a lot of people. And this is the only season of Daredevil that I would say each episode is a 5 out of 5. Now, shouldn't that make it better than, the next season, which we all know what's my favorite season right now is. But if you're going by what's the star rating for each episode, then yes. But at the same time, it's just peak. I love this season, and I do not hate it as much as other people. I think that Foggy is really good. Karen is pretty good in it, and I love this season. And obviously it gave us John Bernthal's Punisher, which is another reason to love it. But if you can do deduction, that leaves one season left. My favorite season, Daredevil, as of right now, and I'm pretty sure that's like most people's favorite season, is Daredevil season 3. I mean, it's phenomenal. It has 2 episodes that I do not give a 5 out of 5. That would be the backstory of Bullseye, which I think is a 4.5 out of 5. My only problem with that episode is Matt's not in it as much, but I do think that the rest of the episode is really good to like keep it from being basically perfect. It's just I have to take a half star away because it's like I did want a little bit more Matt, but I think that Bullseye in the season is awesome. Wilson Bethel is fantastic as him, and I'm so happy that they keep bringing him back because he's great. Kingpin is obviously a really good villain, and this is probably my favorite season of his. Born Again season 2 is the only other season I could say would be better. So, like, those 2 seasons for Kingpin are, like, teeter-tottering. Obviously, Charlie Cox in this season is awesome. And I think that the journey they take him on in this season is a pretty good journey where he kind of starts losing faith a little bit because of what happened to him in the Defenders. And throughout the season, he kind of has to regain his faith back. And he also wants to kill Kingpin the whole season, and he kind of has to stop himself from that. And the whole speech in the last episode that he gives where he's like, you do not get to destroy who I am. You will go back to prison and live the rest of your miserable life in a cage, knowing that you'll never have Vanessa, that this city rejected you, it beat you, I beat you. Obviously, he does it a lot more emotional, but I'm not about to start screaming. But that speech is great, and I think that the way they do Foggy and Karen in this season is really good. And then obviously Bullseye is great, Kingpin is great. That last episode is great, like peak. I think that episode 10, which is Karen, that's the name of the episode, is Karen, and it's Karen Page's backstory, is my least favorite episode of the show. I just really did not care that much about Karen's backstory. That being said, the last 16 minutes where you're in present day and then you get the fight in the church between Matt and Bullseye is awesome. And again, peak Daredevil. And then you've got Agent Nadeem in this season, which again, unlike a lot of people, I hate him. I really did not like the way the actor portrayed him. I don't like doing that, but I just did not like the actor and how he portrayed Nadeem. I think that the character himself was probably written well, but the actor just did not really do a good job. I think that he was basically he had the same face the whole show, which was shocked or surprised or something. I just did not like him. But even then, I don't like Nadeem, and he's one of my least favorite characters of the show, and yet the season is just phenomenal. This season, it has stuff in it that I'm not the biggest fan of, but as a whole, it's awesome. The suit that Matt has in this season, which is kind of like the season 1 suit, which is just all black, but in season 1, he's got a black shirt that's an army shirt. It's more tactical. And then he's got the army pants and stuff, and then he's got the gloves and a mask and everything. And this, it's thrown together, it's just a regular shirt. It's jeans. He puts ropes on his hands in the later part of the season to help him hit harder. And then his mask has it's black, and then it's got a little white thing under it, underline. It's so peak. It's I love that costume. It's just so simplistic. It's awesome. It's not my favorite. Obviously, the Born Again season 2 costume is my favorite, but the costume in this season is awesome. I love it. And just the whole season is just awesome. I've also heard from a couple people that they think that this season starts out a bit slow and then it ramps up. I did not get that at all. I think that's from the jump, it's just oh, this season's great. Maybe it doesn't have as much fight scenes, but I don't care about that. It's so good. And that what makes the season so good is that usually I like action. Obviously I love action, and I don't need it I don't need every episode to be just action. But I do like having action, and when you get a season where you do get a little bit of action here and there, but for the first little bit, you don't get as much, but it's to still be as good as it is. Just proves that this season, as of right now, is just like my favorite season of television. It might not have my favorite episode. I think there are 3 episodes of Daredevil that I think are better than my favorite episode of this season, which is episode 13, the last one. I think that the finale of Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is a little bit better. I think that the finale of Born Again Season 1 is a bit better. And then I think that episode 4 of Born Again Season 2 is better. But just like as a whole, this is my favorite season. I love it. I love every season. Like, I just want to keep saying that because, like, ranking them, it's like I do have a ranking, but like every season is a 5 out of 5, unless you include the Defenders. Then it's just like, okay, you're a little bit worse, but you're still watchable and fun. But like as of the main 5 seasons of Daredevil, each one is just awesome. I love it, and I can't wait for more. But yeah, that's my ranking as of right now. I have one more video that I want to make for the season, and then I don't have anything else, so I have one more video that I want to do, and then that's the end of my videos for Born Again Season 2. And then Punisher One Last Kill will be releasing soon, so I'll have a couple videos for that, and then we will see what happens. But thank you for watching. Tell me your ranking of the seasons in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, please like the video and subscribe. And just so that you don't miss any more Daredevil content that I do. Because obviously I'll have one more video, and then we'll see how much I have when Season 3 is released. But until then, I will see you, and thank you for watching.